Okay, so here we go. We've got all of our line drawn to keep everything organized. Okay, we're going to move over our variables to the same side. So it just depends on which side you want your variables to be. I'm going to put everything else on this side and my variable on this side. So that's what my E is, everything else and variable. So I want all of my variables, all these X's on the same side. So in order to do that, I have to do the opposite operation. So the opposite of minus 3x is adding 3x. What I do to one side, I must do to the other. So negative 6 plus 3 is negative 3x. Okay, I still have my 12 on the other side. Now I'm going to move this part. So we did the adding and subtracting first. Now we've got to do the multiplying and dividing by the coefficient. Remember that coefficient is that number in front. So it's multiplying right now. I need to do the opposite. I need to divide by 3, negative 3. Okay, it cancels out on that side. So 12 divided by negative 3 is negative 4. So x equals negative 4. Okay, there's your first one. Now when you check your solution, that just means you're going to plug it back in. Okay? I'm not sure what all this is, but yeah, we were just plugging it back in. So in this case, it's a negative 4. I'm going to plug it back in. So 12 minus 3 times negative 4 equals negative 6 times negative 4. Okay, and both sides are actually going to come out to 24. Okay, when they match like that, that means you've gotten the right answer. Okay, and you're good to go on that part. Okay, anyone have any questions on that part, then you can hop into my Google Meets and go ahead and ask me those. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move to the back. Okay, so in this one, we've got everything for our next problem all lined out for us. We're going to draw our line to keep ourselves organized. Okay, and we want to put all of our variables on one side. So in this case, we've got our z's on both sides. Okay, and we're going to label this side for our variable or our z's, and this side is everything else. Okay, so that means I want to move this 5z over here. So the opposite of minus 5 or plus 5z is minus 5z. So from both sides, I have to minus 5z. Okay, so I've got my 7 is still here, and I've got negative 5z minus another 5. So we've got 7 minus 10z. Then we've got 17. Okay, I'm going to move my 7, so it's a positive 7, so I'm going to subtract 7. 10 equals that negative 10z. Okay, I then have to divide, okay, by that negative 10. So divided by negative 10, divided by negative 10, that means z equals negative 1. Okay, and if I'm going to go through and put that back in, okay, then that's going to tell me if that's correct. Okay, remember, if you have any questions, you can go and check into my Google Meets so I can go through that and help you on that. Okay, so this is just another one that's the same. When I'm going through, sometimes these don't come out to be easy answers. So sometimes these get a little weird. Okay, so when I go through and I solve it out, what if both sides end up equaling 0? That means my x's ended up canceling out. Okay, they didn't go through and match up. So in this one, we've got our 5x over here, 3x here, then we've got a negative 2x. That means I have 3x's on this side, and I have 3x's on this side. Okay, so if I were to subtract 3x, I then don't have any x's left. Okay, when that happens and both sides equal each other, like in this case 0 equals 0, that's what we call infinite solutions. That means any number that you plug in there is going to be the same. Then I've got this other type that's called a no solution. That means when I go through and I solve everything out, the sides don't match. That means 0 equals negative 8. Well, that's not true, okay, and that's never going to be true. So that's a no solution. So when I look down here at the bottom, you've got 3 different options for these equations. You have a 1 solution. That's what we've been doing, like x equals 5. Okay, then you have what's called infinitely many or infinite number of solutions. Okay, people also call it the identity because that means everything will work. Okay, in this equation, everything's equal no matter what. Okay, so like 5 equals 5. It may end up like that at the end. Or it may end up as x equals x. Okay, those are always true. So when you do that, that means any kind of answer that you plug in will work. Then we have a no solutions. Okay, that means that it's never going to be true. So if you solve it out and it ends up being 5 equals 4, well, that's not true. Okay, or 0 equals 2, that's not true. Okay, all of those things are when you're going to have a no solution. So we're going to look down here for the practice, and that'll be on the next video.